She wanted me out of her son's house. Out of her family. Out of her life. She called a family meeting to announce my eviction. What she didn't know was that I'd been recording every word for 6 months. And that the house she was trying to kick me out of? Technically, it was mine. My name is Maya, and this is the story of how my mother-in-law tried to destroy me, and accidentally handed me the keys to the entire family empire. Buckle up. This gets petty. And listen, if you've ever dealt with a mother-in-law who thinks her son is still her property, you're going to love this story. Hit that subscribe button right now, because this revenge is served in multiple courses, and you don't want to miss a single bite. Now, let me back up and tell you how this nightmare began. I met Bruce Williams 5 years ago at a mutual friend's wedding. He was funny, smart, ambitious, a financial analyst with a great family. Or so I thought. His mother, Patricia Williams, seemed wonderful at first. She hugged me at our first meeting. Called me sweetheart. Said she'd always wanted a daughter. Red flag number 1, when someone tells you what they've always wanted, they usually mean what they think you should be. We got married after a year of dating. Patricia insisted on planning everything. You're so busy with work, dear. Let me handle the details. I thought she was being generous. She was establishing control. The wedding was beautiful, and exactly what Patricia wanted. My choices were considered and then quietly changed. My flowers? Switched. My music? Altered. My guest list? Edited for space. But I was a new bride, in love, trying to keep the peace. Bruce said, "That's just how she is. She means well." Classic mama's boy deflection. After the wedding, we moved into what I thought was our house. A gorgeous Victorian in San Francisco that Bruce said was a wedding gift from his parents. They want us to have it, he explained. It's been in the family forever, but they're signing it over to us. Spoiler alert, they were not signing it over to us. The first year of marriage was tense. Patricia had a key to our house. She used it constantly. I'd come home from work to find her rearranging my kit. Williams. This is much more efficient, dear. She'd show up on weekends unannounced. I brought groceries. You're probably too tired to shop properly. She'd comment on everything, my cooking. Bruce's always preferred his food less experimental. My decorating. The Williams family has certain standards. My career. Don't you think working such long hours is hard on Bruce? I tried to set boundaries. Patricia, could you call before coming over? She'd laugh. Don't be silly. This is the Williams family home. I don't need permission to visit my own house. Her own house. That phrase started appearing more and more. In my house, we've always done it this way. I've been maintaining this house for 30 years. This house has always been the heart of the Williams family. When I pointed out that Bruce and I lived there now, she'd smile sweetly. Of course, dear. But the house belongs to the family. I asked Bruce to talk to her. He said, she's just being protective of family property. It doesn't mean anything. It meant everything. Okay, real quick, comment below right now. Have you ever had in-laws who thought they owned your life? Because this is about to get so much worse. And if you're already Team Maya, smash that like button. Everything changed 8 months into our marriage. I was organizing our home office, filing paperwork, trying to adult properly. I found a folder labeled House Documents. Inside was the deed to our Victorian. Owners, Robert and Patricia Williams. Not Bruce. Not me. His parents, the house was still 100% in their names. I called Bruce at work. Babe, I found the house deed. Your parents never transferred it to us. Silence. Bruce? They're planning to. Eventually. It's just complicated right now. How is it complicated? You said it was a wedding gift. It is. They just want to make sure we're stable first. We've been married for 8 months. Maya, please don't make this into a thing. You know how my mother gets. Yeah. I was starting to. Once I knew the house wasn't ours, I started noticing other things. Patricia's visits became more aggressive. She critiqued everything openly now. This furniture really doesn't suit the house. The garden looks neglected. I'll have my gardener come fix it. Bruce, your father and I need to discuss some changes we're making. To the property. Changes. To our house. That wasn't our house. Then came the family dinners. Every Sunday, mandatory dinner at Patricia's actual house, a massive estate in Pacific Heights that screamed old money. These dinners were torture. Patricia would spend 3 hours talking about how successful Bruce's brother Jackson was, corporate lawyer, Patricia's favorite, how Bruce's sister Sophie made such smart choices, married a surgeon. How important it was to maintain family standards was never mentioned directly. Just lots of pointed comments about some people who didn't understand family values. One night, Bruce's father Robert pulled me aside. Don't take Patricia too seriously, he said quietly. She's just protective of the family, assets. Assets. Not Bruce. Assets. Robert, why didn't you transfer the house to us like Bruce said you would? He looked uncomfortable. Patricia thinks it's too soon. She wants to make sure you're committed long-term. I married your son. How much more committed can I be? He didn't have an answer. The final straw came 14 months into our marriage. I was pregnant. 3 months along, just starting to show. I was thrilled. Bruce was thrilled. I thought maybe Patricia would finally accept me as real family. I was wrong. At Sunday dinner, I announced the pregnancy. Patricia's face went completely blank. I see, she said coldly. How convenient. Convenient? Mom, what the hell? Bruce jumped in. I just think it's interesting timing. You've been married barely a year, and now suddenly there's a baby? Babies generally happen when married people, I started. I'm aware of how babies happen, Maya. I'm just surprised you didn't discuss this with the family first. Discuss. Getting pregnant. With my mother-in-law. Patricia, with all due respect, this is between Bruce and me. Her smile was ice. Nothing in this family is between anyone. We make decisions together. As a family. After dinner, Robert pulled me aside again. Maya, I need to tell you something. Patricia's been talking about making changes. What kind of changes? He looked around nervously. To the living situation. She thinks with the baby coming, you and Bruce should move to somewhere more appropriate. The house is plenty big for a baby. She wants the house back. For Jackson and his wife. They're trying to have kids too, and Patricia thinks they're more suitable for the family home. My blood went cold. She's trying to evict us? Not evict exactly. Just relocate you. Same thing. I need you to comment right now if you're as furious as I was at this point. Because this woman literally tried to kick out her pregnant daughter-in-law. Like this video if you think Patricia is about to get exactly what she deserves. Now, here's where I stopped being nice and started getting evidence. That night, I sat Bruce down. Your mother wants us out of the house so Jackson can move in. Bruce looked shocked. She wouldn't do that. Your dad literally just told me. He's probably exaggerating. You know how he gets anxious, Bruce. Your mother has never transferred this house to us. She has keys she uses whenever she wants. She makes decisions about our home without asking us. And now she wants us gone so your brother can move in. At what point do you stop defending her? He was quiet for a long time. Then he said something that changed everything. You're right. I've been making excuses for her my whole life. And I'm done. What do you need me to do? Finally. An ally. I need you to help me figure out what your mother is actually planning. And I need you to be on MY's side, not hers. I'm on your side. I promise. What's the plan? I smiled. We're going to let her think she's winning. And we're going to document everything. Bruce pulled out his phone. Dad keeps a detailed calendar. He'll help us. He's been documenting her behavior for years. Your dad? My dad has been dealing with her controlling shit for 40 years. He's just been waiting for someone brave enough to call her out. For the next 3 months, we became spies in our own family. Bruce's dad Robert became our secret insider. Turns out, Robert had been quietly documenting Patricia's behavior for decades. He had recordings of her threatening to disinherit Bruce if he didn't control me. Emails discussing her plan to reclaim the Victorian for Jackson, text messages where she called me that girl, and the gold digger, financial records showing she'd been diverting money from a family trust that was supposed to be split equally between all 3 kids. Why didn't you ever say anything? I asked Robert during one of our secret coffee meetings. Because I was a coward, he said simply. I let her control everything because it was easier than fighting. But watching her try to do the same thing to you and Bruce? I can't stay quiet anymore. Robert revealed the big secret. There was a family trust worth $8 million. Patricia's father had set it up before he died, with strict instructions, equal distribution to all 3 grandchildren when the youngest turned 30. Jackson was 34. Bruce was 32. Sophie was 30. The money should have been distributed 2 years ago. Patricia had been blocking it. How? I asked. She's the trustee. She keeps claiming the children aren't ready or the market timing isn't right. But really, she's maintaining control. The moment that money gets distributed, she loses her leverage over all of you. $8 million. That my husband should have had access to for 2 years. Robert, this is financial elder abuse in reverse. I know. But she's careful. Everything's technically legal. She has discretion as trustee. What would it take to remove her as trustee? He smiled. A majority vote of the beneficiaries and proof of mismanagement or breach of fiduciary duty. I smiled back. How do you feel about family coup? We needed Jackson and Sophie on our side. I started with Sophie. She was the youngest, always trying to keep peace. Sophie, when was the last time your mom let you make a major decision without her input? She laughed bitterly. Never. She still tries to schedule my haircuts. What if I told you there's a trust fund you should have had access to for 2 years? Her face changed completely. What? I laid out everything Robert had told us. Sophie was silent for a long time. Then, I've been waiting on that money. I want to start my own business. But Mom keeps saying it's not time yet. This whole time, it was my money? Your money. Bruce's money. Jackson's money. 8 million total. I'm in. What do we do? Jackson was harder. He was Patricia's favorite, the golden child, the one who could do no wrong. But Bruce knew his weakness, his wife, Jennifer. Jennifer hated Patricia. Bruce called Jackson. Hey, can you and Jen come over? We need to talk about something family-related. When they arrived, I laid out the evidence. Jackson looked skeptical. Mom wouldn't hide money from us. Jennifer cut in. Yes, she absolutely would. Jackson, your mother has been temporarily postponing our house fund for 3 years. Every time we get close to buying, she finds a reason why now isn't the right time. I thought she just didn't want us to move. But if there's actual money she's controlling. There's $2.6 million with your name on it, I said. It has been 2 years. Jackson's face changed. Show me the documents. We showed him everything. The trust documents. The distribution schedule that Patricia ignored. The emails where she discussed keeping the children dependent. Jackson stood up. I'm calling my lawyer. This is a breach of fiduciary duty. 3 out of 3 siblings, secured. Okay, if you're sitting there thinking take her down, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because the family meeting where we confront Patricia? That's coming up in about 2 minutes and it is spectacular. Comment justice if you think she deserves what's coming. Now, let's talk about how we set the trap. We needed Patricia to incriminate herself publicly. So we planned a family meeting. Made it seem routine. Mom, we need to discuss the house situation and some family financial planning, Bruce told her. Can we all meet Sunday? Patricia, thinking she was about to announce her plan to evict us, agreed immediately. Wonderful. I've been meaning to address some family matters anyway. She had no idea we'd invited our lawyer, a forensic accountant, a notary, and a very interested representative from the California State Bar. We held the meeting at the Victorian, the house she still technically owned, but not for much longer. Sunday arrived. Everyone gathered in our living room. Patricia, dressed like she was attending a board meeting, walked in with authority. Thank you all for coming. I've called this meeting to discuss some necessary changes to family arrangements. Robert cleared his throat. Actually, Patricia, the kids called this meeting. She blinked. Excuse me? Bruce stood up. Mom, we need to talk about the trust fund. That's family business, we are family, Sophie interrupted. And you've been blocking our access to money that's legally ours. Patricia's composure cracked slightly. I've been managing that trust responsibly, you've been violating your fiduciary duty, Jackson said coldly. I had my lawyer review the documents. The distribution was supposed to happen 2 years ago. The timing wasn't right, the timing was fine. You wanted control. Jackson pulled out a folder. You've been using discretion as an excuse to maintain leverage. Patricia turned to Robert. Robert, tell them I can't, Patricia. Because they're right. Her face went white. I've been documenting your financial manipulation for years. I should have stopped you sooner. I'm stopping you now. I stood up. And while we're discussing family matters, let's talk about this house. I pulled out the deed. You told Bruce this was a wedding gift. You've told everyone it's our house. But it's still in your name. You've been holding it over us as leverage. This house has been in the Williams family. This house was purchased with money from your father's estate, Robert interrupted. Money that was supposed to be divided among the children. You kept it all and used it to buy property in your name only. Patricia was shaking now. That's not, you can't prove, our forensic accountant stepped forward. Actually, we can. You've been diverting family trust funds into personal accounts for 15 years. The California bar representative cleared her throat. Mrs. Williams, we're going to need to review your management of this trust immediately. Patricia looked around the room wildly. All three of her children stared back at her coldly. You're all turning on me? After everything I've done for this family? Everything you've done to this family, Sophie corrected. We're removing you as trustee. We're forcing distribution. And we're auditing every financial decision you've made for the past 2 decades. You can't do this, majority vote of beneficiaries, Jackson said. We already filed the paperwork. Patricia turned to me, her face twisted with rage. This is your fault. You poisoned them against me. No, Bruce said firmly. You did this yourself. Maya just had the courage to stand up to you. Something we should have done years ago. Patricia sat down heavily, her perfect composure completely shattered. There's one more thing, I said quietly. I pulled out another folder. This house. The one you've been holding over us. The one you threatened to take back for Jackson. What about it? She asked coldly. Robert, want to tell her? Or should I? Robert stood up, and for the first time in maybe his entire marriage, he looked powerful. 3 months ago, I transferred the deed to Bruce and Maya. The house is legally theirs now. Patricia's face went from white to red. You did what? I used my power of attorney, which you gave me 20 years ago and forgot about, to execute the property transfer you'd been planning for 2 years. That's not legal, our lawyer smiled. Actually, it is. Your husband had full authority to manage jointly owned property. The house was in both your names. He had every right to transfer his half. And since you've been promising for 2 years to give it to Bruce anyway, we're prepared to argue this was simply executing your stated intent. You can try to fight it, I added. But it'll cost you $200,000 in legal fees minimum, drag your name through court, and expose every financial manipulation. You've committed. Or you can accept it and keep some dignity. Patricia stared at me with pure hatred. You planned this. All of it. No. You planned to evict me while I was pregnant. I just planned to survive. There's a difference. I want all of you out of my life, she hissed. Careful what you wish for, Jackson said. Because we're taking our trust distributions, cutting you off from any grandchildren, and removing you from every family decision going forward. Sophie added, and I'm getting my business funded. With MY money. That you've been blocking for 2 years. Patricia looked at her husband. Robert, say something. I should have said something 30 years ago. I'm saying it now, I want a divorce. The room went silent. Robert continued, I've already filed. My lawyer has the papers. You'll be served tomorrow. This marriage has been over for decades. I just didn't have the courage to admit it until I watched you try to destroy our daughter-in-law the same way you destroyed me. Patricia stood up shakily. You're all going to regret this. The only thing I regret, I said calmly, is not recording this meeting. Oh wait, I did. I held up my phone, red recording light blinking. Every word. Every threat. Every admission. All recorded. Single-party consent state. Perfectly legal. Patricia grabbed her purse and walked to the door. She turned back one last time. This isn't over. Yeah, I said. It is. She left. Nobody went after her. Okay, I need to know, are you screaming right now? Because I'm reliving this and I still can't believe I pulled it off. Hit that like button if watching Patricia get everything she deserved just made your entire day. And comment below, what was your favorite part? The trust fund reveal? Robert filing for divorce? The recording? Share this video with anyone who's ever dealt with a controlling MIL. Who thought she owned everyone's lives. Now let me tell you what happened after she left. The week after the meeting was chaos. Patricia tried to fight everything. The trust distribution. The house transfer. Even Robert's divorce filing. She lost. Every single battle. The trust was audited. Turns out Patricia had been borrowing from it for years to maintain her lifestyle. She had to pay back $400,000 plus penalties. The house transfer was upheld. Bruce and I officially owned the Victorian. Robert's divorce was fast-tracked because Patricia had been committing financial fraud throughout the marriage. He got half of everything. Which was only fair. Jackson got his $2.6 million. He and Jennifer bought their dream house, nowhere near Patricia. Sophie got her $2.6 million and started her sustainable fashion business. It's thriving. Bruce and I got our $2.6 million. We used it to renovate the Victorian and set up a college fund for our daughter. Yes, daughter. Emma Williams was born healthy and perfect 5 months. After the meeting, Patricia tried to meet her granddaughter once. We said no. She sent lawyers. We sent ours back. She posted sad Facebook messages about being cut off from family. Sophie commented with receipts, actual screenshots of Patricia's financial fraud and controlling behavior. The posts stopped. Patricia moved to Arizona to live with her sister. She tells people her children abandoned her. We tell people the truth. She tried to control us financially and emotionally for decades, and we finally said no. Robert, by the way, is thriving. He's dating a lovely woman named Susan who treats him like an equal partner. He sees Emma twice a week. He's the grandfather Patricia will never be. The siblings are closer than ever. We have monthly dinners at our house, the one Patricia tried to take from us. We call them Patricia-free zone dinners. We laugh. We drink wine. We celebrate the fact that we're all finally free from someone who saw love as leverage and family as property. Bruce sometimes feels guilty. She's my mother, he says. She was your controller, I remind him. There's a difference. He's in therapy now. Working through decades of manipulation. He's an amazing father and husband. The man he was always meant to be, without Patricia's voice in his head. As for me, I went back to work after maternity leave. I'm up for partner at my firm. We're trying for baby number 2. And every time I walk through the door of my house, the one Patricia tried to steal from me, I smile. Because I didn't just survive her. I won. People ask me all the time, do you regret how it went down? Do you wish you'd handled it differently? Here's my answer. 4 months, I tried to be the perfect daughter-in-law. Accommodating. Understanding. Patient. It got me nothing but disrespected. The moment I stopped trying to be liked and started demanding to be respected, everything changed. Patricia didn't hate me because I was difficult. She hated me because I refused to be controlled. And when she tried to evict me from my own home while I was pregnant, she forgot one crucial thing: I'm not the weak girl she thought I was. I'm the woman who documented everything, built alliances, gathered evidence, and took down a financial manipulator without breaking a single law. Was it petty? Absolutely. Was it strategic? You bet. Was it justified? Every single second. Because here's what I learned: you can't reason with people who see kindness as weakness and boundaries as betrayal. You can't compromise with people who think love means control. And you definitely can't trust people who use family as a weapon. So I stopped trying to win her over. And I started winning. Period. To every daughter-in-law dealing with a controlling MIL who thinks your husband is her property and your home is her domain, document everything. Find your allies, know your legal rights. And never, ever underestimate what a sweet girl can accomplish when you back her into a corner. Patricia thought she was kicking out the gold digger who trapped her son. Instead, she handed me the keys to the family empire. Best eviction attempt ever. Alright, we've reached the end of this absolute saga. If you made it this far, you're part of the family now. And by family, I mean the good kind, the kind that supports you, not the kind that tries to evict you. Here's what I need from you. First, subscribe to this channel. Hit that button right now. Because I have more stories like this: family betrayals, legal revenge, strategic takedowns, and you don't want to miss them. Second, smash that like button if watching Patricia lose everything brought you even a fraction of the joy it brought me. Third, turn on notifications. And finally, if you're going through something similar right now, if you're being financially manipulated or emotionally controlled by in-laws who think they own your life, you're not crazy. You're not ungrateful. You're not wrong. Document everything. Find your allies. Know your rights. And remember, the best revenge isn't getting even. It's taking everything they tried to steal from you and building an empire they can't touch. Patricia tried to kick me out. Instead, I kicked her off her throne. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the comments. And remember, family is who lifts you up, not who keeps you down. Choose wisely.